Hello, welcome back to Rather Be Board Game, and I'm Nathan. I've been playing Adventure Island recently again, pulling it out, just going through the first scenario, kind of relearning the rules and trying to figure out what that first quest really wants me to do. And I ran into the same issue I think I did previously, so I went and looked online. And I played 5 players, and I barely won in 2-day cycle, which means each player got 2 turns of 2 actions. So, and I was rolling perfect on most of them, and it just seemed like it was more of a time push on these hazard cards than it was the actual game mechanics. I know I've played Robinson Crusoe with a friend that owns it several times, and it seemed like every time I come to the house, we would barely win, like on the last turn or the turn before. And they said that most of the wins that they had were when I would visit and play because, they play it a lot on their own. And I just felt like something was off. So I own the game. It's my game. I'm going to, according to some things I read on BGG, a lot of people have similar problems with it, so I'm just going to change some things up. What I'm going to do is for every 2 player, I'm going to play a 4-player game. I'm going to start a whole new campaign, and for every 2 players, I'll draw a hazard card and resolve it. Now, some of these, for instance, let me find it. This one here would just affect the entire camp. Everyone would get 1 drowsiness and you would put out the fire because a giant storm came through. We're all in the same camp. It affects everyone. Here's an unexpected wave, and it says roll to see if you get extra sleepiness. Now, in the game, my players got some drowsiness and sleepiness and fatigue here and there, and I was able to just easily get rid of it through cards and players' abilities and stuff. So I think what I'm going to do is something like this. When you roll, each player will roll. It affects each player. So each night you would get 2 cards. And I really think that this is what the rules might have intended, was draw a card, resolve it, and then go down the line of players and let them resolve it if they are able to. Like if it would affect this, it's already affected, boom, you're done. But if you draw something like this, you would resolve it with the first player, go to the next player. Where instead in the rules it said after resolving it, go to the next player and draw a hazard card. To me that just seems like now you almost have to get perfect rolls and you don't get to explore, and it's more of a time fight. So join me. I'm going to put the camera up top. I'm going to get the game set up for the initial quest 1, and we're going to pick 4 random players. Sorry for the long intro. Just let you know that I'm changing up the rules beforehand. I'll probably mention it again, but come back for Adventure Island, the first starter quest. Now, if you've not seen the other playthrough or seen anything about this game, I'm just going to briefly show you. I got the setup for cards 101, 2, 3, and 4. This means, the first number means it is part of Story Quest 1 to get you started. So those are the main cards. You have some more cards here, and I'm not going to go through them all, but if you just get here, like it'll say stop, that's the end of this. If you completed it, then you go to Quest 2, cards start with 2. So we'll put these off to the side. We may need some of those later. And this is letting you know what you do on your first adventure, how to set it up, stuff like that. So we'll put that off. Got the camp, got the hazards, got them mixed up. Got some explorable places, flotsam, and I went ahead and put the extra hazards in here. Not sure if you're supposed to put all of them. It is strange because if you see here, it does say 3 players, you do the hazards 150 to 158, and in 5 players, you add the 159. So on 4 players, I guess you do 150 to 158. I'm not sure, but I added them all in. Let us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to roll this to get 2 different numbers, and those will be the characters that I am not using this game. We're going to take those out. So this one and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These two will not be used. So we have Jamie McMullen, Herbertus Wagner, Susie Wildworth, that's good, and Govinda Jaipur. And I may have to bring the camera down, we'll see. Now, let's see, she's got on some yellow, maybe we'll give her yellow. He's got on this blue suit. She's got on green. I don't have the green token out. So let's give her, he's got on the red paint. So let's give her the black pawn. That, yeah, those show up pretty well on camera. So yeah, let's just do that. These are just to show which player is which and who is taking their turns, etc. So we have the basic setup. And now, at the start of the game, put 10 basic foods from the supply on this card. Those are foods that will easily spoil when events happen. So, let's see, I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Now since we have 4 players playing, we will draw a hazard card for each pair, but it will resolve for everyone. So total of 2 hazards every night. That way, there is a little bit of a time limit and there is some randomness on the events, but it is not just a pure race. We have time to adventure. That way, if you have some horrible rolls, it's not the end of the game instantly. We want to try to have fun exploring the island and adventuring and doing stuff like that. The last time I played it on camera, I discovered a lot of keywords and stuff, but I did not even come close to winning. So I just ran out of time. So hopefully this will take care of that. We've got everything set up here, ready to go. Got the food, and I will go through the players' special abilities as I use them in game. And one thing I forgot to mention is since we are playing in a 2-player game, if you notice, it's got the little 2 icon, and then here it has the fade at 3. So you use both of these in a 2-player game, this in a 3-player game. We're doing 4 players, so we only have these fatigues. If any one player gets fatigued on all three of their stats, they're too exhausted and they did not make it, which means we all lose. I showed this card earlier. You store food on it and then you go searching for food. So here's the beach. You search through the flotsam deck to try to find stuff laying around that can be helpful. Here we go, got the focus. Here you bring wood that you might have gathered to build a shelter, and here you go exploring your surrounding island. So let's jump into it. Now, here is Jamie McMullen. We will send her here and we'll stand her up. She gets 2 actions. Everybody will get 2 actions during the daytime. Her special ability is if she gathers 1 basic food, little pot symbol, from an action, there's the symbol for the action, the reddish arrow, or the red outlined arrow, you take an additional one from the supply. Now if you look on this card, it says roll 3 dice, and for each yellow circle, get 2. Well, what does that mean? These are the dice that come with the game. All of these have 3 green sides. That means that the thing you're doing is relatively easy. For instance, if you've already collected the wood, you're just putting the wood down and then you're rolling this. Now these symbols mean roll that number of dice depending on your skill level, and then this is a success. Okay, the green. Everything's color coded and icon coded. So 3 greens, 2 yellows would mean something's kind of medium effort, and then the orange would be difficult. So Roll 3 dice, and we want yellows. We got none. That is horrible. So now for her second action, she's going to do the same thing. She's going to search for food. Moving to a location is a free action. There we go. So it says for each one of those, take 2 food. 1, 2. 2 food from this card. But her special ability says whenever you would get 1 or more food from an action, take an additional from the supply. So it doesn't come from here. She was able to find some extra food. That's why I wanted to send her there. But 3 food is not enough. We're going to need at least 1 more food. But she has taken her 2 actions, so I will lay her pawn down. So she is done for this day. And let's see, who else? Govinda may not need to eat food, so that'll be good. All right, let's go ahead and get things started by sending him out here. I'm going to put this deck here and put this deck here since they correspond. And we will draw. This is just for free. You draw and you see what happens. Oh, look at this. He got 2 food and then you discard this card. So it's out of the game. He went and gathered some coconuts that had washed up on the beach. So there we go. We have enough food. So what we're going to do with our second action with him. I tell you what, we're going to go ahead because this is where we can get some wood for free. Might as well just have him search again. Oh, we found a propeller. It says an old propeller with some wood, ingenuity, and a lot of hard work, you might be able to make a tool. There we go. I got it to focus. All right. So you put 1 wood on this card. And then you see this arrow is a solid red arrow. That just means bring a piece of wood here and for free action, boom, you put this is an action that you take. Roll, and if you succeed, you can make a tool. Awesome. So we have a propeller. So we will just put that into the camp. He took 2 actions. That is nice to get that early. That might be helpful. All right, let's see. Let's have her go explore. It says draw 1 card. Place it face up. Quiet place. An eerie silence hangs over this place. You sense a strange power. So for an action, you can roll. And you see how it's got the mind symbol. So that simply means, how many dice do you roll? 4 with her, if she were to do this. And you want to get a yellow. 1 yellow. Rolling 4 dice. You discard this card and you bring 132 into play. Okay, well, we'll put this one here for now. And for her second action, we found a waterfall. You discover a beautiful waterfall. Bathing in its pool is so refreshing. So, if you take a food here, you can use this card to get rid of a lot of fatigue. It's funny, you can get rid of 3 fatigue, but anyone that have 3 fatigue would end the game in a 4-player game. So, there we go. Now we look at this. It says if there are 2 face-up places, flip this card over. Having explored your surroundings, you must now move inland, and to do so, you will need provisions. So it'll cost us more to explore now. You have to use some food or get an exhaustion, because now you're going into... We're not walking around the edge of the island on the easy stuff. We're getting into the tougher terrain. So she has taken her second action, and now we will... Let's see, what we're going to do. His mind is a 3. We really need to get some wood, which is unfortunate. Well, we do have 1 extra food for the night if everyone eats. So, he will go here. He will discard 1 food. So he doesn't have to get a fatigue. Now, we must roll based on... Oh, no, let me not do that. I'm sorry, let me take that back. He has a lot of strength and some good mental awareness, but he's a little clumsy. And we don't want to send him out because that's what we'd have to roll. So where do we want to send him? All right, let's just send him here. There we go. We get one piece of wood and discard the card. So we will just put that in the camp. And then why not send him down here to the quiet place and let him try this? He has 3 mines, so that's not bad. So 3. We need 1 yellow. There we go. Not bad at all. Says, if you roll 1 yellow, you discard this and bring 132 into the game. So, 132. All right. Let's see what this says. You realize that this place must be a shrine. You take a small stone with you as a talisman. You may discard this item to prevent a hazard's effect. Well, that's pretty good. And then we have Lucky Charm. Okay. And we have finally a bath. And also, if you notice, we only have 1 location in play now. I should have done this before, because it doesn't say anything about flipping it back over. So I should have went and done this before I found the second. That's my fault. But he's taking 2 actions. So now let me show you what that represents. I got me a piece of projection plastic to start my June 4-player playthrough. And let's see what we have. We have finally a bath. I'm going to try to line this up somewhat. There we go. Finally a bath. And then Lucky Charm. It's not under Mystic, so what's it under? Collector. Here we go. Lucky Charm. Because if you ever get all of those checked off in one box, you get to start the game with an advantage. For instance, on Explorer, at the start of the game, you look at the top 3 cards of the place deck and you put them back in the top in any order. So it just helps future games. Also, it lets us feel like we've accomplished a little something, even though we haven't done anything yet in the game itself. So everyone's taken their 2 actions. We bring them back to camp. And we get ready for the hazards. And the first thing we need to do is feed each player. So let's start off with 3. 1, 2, 3. And the reason is, at the end of the day, you roll a die. And if you get a green, which is 50-50, then you don't need to return the food to the supply for him. So, come on. Are you kidding me? I should have said that was a slanted die and re-rolled. But anyway, so we had enough of those. So once you feed everyone, then you do a hazard. So this will be the first of 2 hazards tonight. Hunger pains. You wake suddenly from a dream about a feast. Feeling ravenous, you have to eat something. So we discard 2 food. If you can't, you discard as much food as you can, and you get 1 exhaustion. Well, we don't have enough food. Okay? So what I would do in this case, and I think maybe they could have done this, is broke the cards up into like the top and the bottom, and have it be like the whole camp discards 2 food. Then each player would have to take 1 fatigue if you didn't do the top. Something like that. So that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to pretend that this affected everyone. And since that person didn't get to eat, they were grumpy and complaining and blah, 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 and woke everybody up. And so everyone's going to get fatigue. Now, when you take your first fatigue, you must put it over top of your highest skill. So everyone's 4. That means that you're a little fatigued. It's going to be a -1 to that skill if you use it. That was the first hazard. Now you can see why if every person did their own individual hazard, let's see, it'd be 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So see, you would only get 2 days of playing to do everything. So this seems like more of a time penalty than it is an actual event penalty, survival penalty. So we're going to do it this way. Quiet night. Nothing else happens. It's been a long time since you slept so soundly. For a moment you thought that the shipwreck was just a bad dream. So, we got off decently because that first one was pretty bad and hit everybody, but then the second one didn't do anything. So, now we can, well, I'll just leave them laying down. We can decide what we're going to do. Well, we definitely know that we want to send her here. We want to roll 3 dice because we're going to need food. There we go. That's perfect. So she will get 1, 2, and then an extra one. And for her second action, she'll do the same thing. Come on, let's do this again. That would be awesome. 1 yellow. Nope. Wow. I know played this last week. First time I went there, she rolled 3 yellows. I was like, good grief, I ain't got to worry about food for a while. Although she only got 1 extra. Because it says if you collect 1 or more. Alright. Let's see. We need wisdom and strength. Knowledge and strength. Everybody's got some fatigue, so that's hurting. Knowledge. I tell you what, we will send Govinder here. So we will put this piece of wood there. And then we're going to roll for his insight, his knowledge, which is 3. We need 1 green. There we go. It says, if you succeed, roll on strength. His strength is normally a 4, but he has some fatigue, so we'll roll 3. There we go. So it says, if you succeed, again, then you discard the wood and this card, and you bring 130 into play. So we'll grab the adventure deck, and we go through, and let's see. Let's do it this way. 130. There we go. And we get an axe. So we use that propeller to make an axe. Nice. An axe. Not too bad for a propeller. A branch and 2 left hands. Necessity is the mother of invention. So now when you have this, your strength is increased by 1 to a maximum of 5. Anyone can grab that and take it with them if they're going to go looking for wood. That means we need to discover a forest is probably what we need to do. Oh, and this is at the camp also. Someone can grab that if they want. So let's see. That was his first action. It's good to get that out of the way early. Let's go ahead and look for... His knowledge is not that good, or his skill is not that good. So let's go here. Broken branches and other pieces of wood. So we'll go ahead and drop that there. And that was his second action. Alright. We need someone with some knowledge. So that's a 3, that's a 2. So even though she has got some fatigue, we'll send her there. Or I'm sorry, skill. Yeah, she's definitely the most skillful left. That's a 3. So, we've got to discard a food or take a fatigue. Alright, so we'll discard a food. Ouch. We're going to have to get some more food. There we go. If you roll, take the top card. Let's see, the grotto. Near the coast, you find a dark hole in a cliff. Inside, it is completely dark. If you have the torch, we do not. So that was Do I spend another food? No, I think I'm going to go here, see if she can find some food here. Boards and planks. Now you can start something. Two wood on this one. Nice. We will take that. Let's send her there. So now, that might not be too bad. Let's see. That is skill or strength. So let's send him there. It says put 3 wood on this card. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to roll for skill or strength. Well, his skill is 4 minus 1 and his strength is 3. So we'll roll 3 dice. And he got no successes. Great. And then he gets 3. Wow. So for the second action, he got 3. 1, 2, 3. And I just realized I don't have enough food. Oh, no. Do I want to do that second action, even with those 3 successes? Nope, I don't think so. I think I'm going to have to rewind that and send them there. And I don't have food. So, someone is not eating tonight. So, first off, let's row for Govinda. And so 2 people went hungry tonight. That means, let's see. So I think I'm going to give one of those to Susie, because she is the only one that has the ability to get rid of it. And since her ability does not matter, I mean, her skill levels don't matter for how many dice she rolls for what she's going to do. So they took fatigue. If they get fatigue now, the game is immediately over. Let's see. Discard half of the group's food rounded up. We don't have any. And then it says meat and fish are not affected. So it's just the basic foods. But you can roll skill or knowledge to try to discard 1 fewer. Now what I would do in this case, if I had any food in the camp, I would still do this once. Then I would let each player choose one of those to roll the dice to try and save food. But since we don't have any, it doesn't matter. So let's do the second card. Oh, and it's the same thing. So very, very lucky, if you want to call it lucky. Yeah, lucky that night. This is bad. 1 more fatigue and they would have ended the game for us. So we will return them to camp. And as I said, her skill level does not matter for her action she's going to take, because it just says every time roll 3 dice. So let me get these other 2 off to the side. Come on, yellows. Wow, okay. Such a different playthrough. Wow, such a different playthrough from last time. And that is the 1 in 6 chance. And look at that. That's ridiculous. All right. Let's bring in the other dice, and I still got to get one of those. This is awful. Okay. So the shelter will have to wait. Let's send you down here. See if you can get some food. Now he'll probably roll 3 yellows, and we won't get the extra food. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have enough food, but that is so unfortunate. let's go ahead and... Yep, he got the last of the food. So we did not get to use her special ability to get the extra food, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to do that several times. So, when all 10 have been taken from this card, discard it. Now, according to the game rules, when you do that, and there's no back so you don't flip it, these would return to camp. So, I think for Susie's action, she's going to go to the camp since she can't go to this location, unfortunately. Hopefully this is not wrong. Hopefully it's not cheating. Otherwise, I would have not had him roll for the food. I would have had her gone. But anyway, so for one of her actions, you can try to roll on your knowledge. So 3 dice, 4 minus 1, and we need a yellow. So we got a yellow. So we get to discard 2 fatigue total among those 3 players. We're definitely going to take 1 off of her. And let's take 1 off of Jamie because those 2 people had 2 fatigue. So let's let her do that again. And nope. What a waste. Okay. So let's send him here for his 2 actions this time. We have enough food. Let's see if we can get... We're rolling 3 dice either way. Yep. There we go. So we got the 3 successes back. And we got 2 more successes. Excellent. Send him back to camp. 1, 2, 3 food. All right. Govinda did not have to eat any food today. First hazard. Nothing happens. It's been a long time since you slept so soundly. Means the rest of them are going to be bad. Homesickness. The sun makes you think about your old life and your friends, and you fall into a deep melancholy. So, since this one has a roll dice action, I'm going to make it affect every person. So, I'm just going to roll 2 dice. Let me get the 2 bad dice here. Let's see. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're going to roll based on their knowledge. She has 3 minus 1, so she is only rolling 2 dice, which means we need 2 yellow. Nope. If you fail, you must discard a food or get a fatigue. Well, this time I think I'm going to take the fatigue. I hate to do it, but there we go. All right. Hubertus, he only has a knowledge of 2. And he will take a fatigue. Are you kidding me? I'm just stacking up the fatigue this game. I didn't do that last time. Susie has a knowledge of 4. We took away that fatigue. There we go. So she is fine. And Govinda. Looks like we might lose this playthrough. And I've only made like 2 discoveries. Alright, let's see. What are we going to do? I know this will help some. But Hubertus, nobody can do this except for Susie. And it is using her worst skill. She's only going to roll 2 dice. If she does that. Okay. Alright, so I think we've got to send her there. Her skill is 3 minus 1 and her strength is 2. So she's rolling 2. We just need 1 green. There we go. So at 6 or more, you discard the 3 wood and you take a fatigue, and I'm gonna have to get another one out of the bag. So we'll give her another fatigue. And then we flip this card over. and bring in 105. So there's that and 105. Light a fire. Now, here's the reason I wanted to go ahead and get the shelter done. People can go here and just waste one action to get rid of some fatigue. Just go and rest. It says your shelter affords you a little protection. You'll have to find some better place, but it's enough for short rests. So that is why I wanted to go ahead and get that taken care of. These successes are gone because too many people have two fatigue. Actually, everyone does. So I think everyone is going to at least take one action to get rid of one fatigue. Everyone else, that is. Now, let's see who has the best. Oh, let's see. We need to get some food first. So let's let her go here. Driftwood, broken branches, and other pieces of wood. All right, that's one wood. That's her second action. If he rolls green, we've got enough food, but I don't know if I want to take that chance. Yeah, and this gets rid of fatigue, but you have to discard food. That just... ouch. And his knowledge is down to 2. So I don't want to try to make him light the fire. So I guess we'll just send him here as well. We're almost done with this. Personal item. A necklace and amulet that you brought before you left. What a coincidence that it washed ashore. Discard this item to re-roll any number of dice in any roll. That's nice. Found again. Personal item. So let's go mark that. And that is right there beside Lucky Charm. So if we get all of those, it says you start each game with 3 food in your camp. That would be pretty helpful. Alright. That was his second action. So what's he going to do? He's definitely got the most skill. But I don't want to discard the food. Don't want him to take a fatigue. That's awful. Once I get rid of some of his fatigue, maybe I'll be okay. Okay, box of supplies. You find a box of provisions from a ship. Opening it, you see it still contains the food. So you get 1 meat and discard this card. Okay, that is okay. I just hope that we don't have to end up eating that tonight. So let's go ahead and let Govinda roll. Does he need any food? No, he does not. So we can get by with just the 3 basic food. Everyone ate tonight. And yeah, we only have 1 more night. So again, that buzzing. There's no escaping these little pests. So we are going to roll based on skill or get fatigued. So everyone will do this. Let's see. Her skill is 4. But we need an orange. That's a 1 in 6 chance. Nope, she gets a fatigue. So there goes her skill down. His skill is a 4. But he's okay. And her skill is a 3 minus 2. Oh no. This could be bad. Oh, she saved it so I don't have to waste an item. And his skill is a 2. And he is safe. So that wasn't too bad, all things considered. Let's get rid of those. Storm. Tropical storm hits the island. You are at nature's mercy. You are lucky to survive. So you get a fatigue. Flip the torch and the campfire over or pay 1 experience. And I have been forgetting about the experience. So when you fail, when you completely fail, you should get an experience, as in you learn something. So I know everyone's failed at least once. That is my mistake. I'm going to have to go and check how many of those I should get. And it says get 1 fatigue, flip the torch and the campfire over. Well, I don't have either yet, so that's okay. Or pay 1 star. And I think what I may do is use this, because if Susie gets a fatigue, she will have 3 and the game will be over. So let me discard that and let me check. So I decided to not go back through all of the video. I know that she missed out on food at least once the first time, and then twice in a row, and then everybody else, I'm pretty sure, has at least 2 instances of failure, which is unfortunate. So we'll just take one of hers or I'm sorry, we used the talisman to get rid of that. Yeah, I think that's about the only way I can retrofit this, because we may lose this playthrough anyway and have to redo it. So these will let you reroll dice in future events, and who knows, we might need to do that because we do not have anything going at the moment. Let's see what we're gonna do. We need to do this, but we got to get rid of fatigue. Well, I kind of hate to do this, but I think I'm going to send her here to get rid of 1 fatigue. And then she has 4 skill, which is not necessarily good, but, and that would be, okay, let's let her get the last flotsam card. Sea urchin, ouch. You step on a sea urchin. Luckily you didn't hurt yourself too badly, but you should be more careful. You get a fatigue. Oh, are you kidding me? Alright, so she just got that fatigue back. And we got the ouch. And that is under the klutz. So once per game, 1 player may discard a fatigue marker. And since she did not roll any dice for that, couldn't spend the experience. Now, what Susie is going to do, I was going to have her go to camp to discard 1 for sure, but I think I'm just going to send her straight to the beach. So she is here with Jamie. She will roll 3 dice, and that was a failure. So I'm going to use 1 of her experience to re-roll the dice, and that was a failure. So we get 1 of those back. Do I want to use the other one? Yeah, I think I do. I think instead of that, I'm going to spend the last one she had to re-roll all 3 dice. Wow. So that's her first action. Second action, she's going to do this again. Here, let me swap out just 1 die. I just need 1 yellow. There we go. 1 yellow. So 1, 2 fatigue gone. Really wanted to do better than that, but we don't have any food or anything. So let's see what we got. Who's got some good knowledge? None of these people have any good knowledge left. That is awful. That is awful. Alright. So we have to discard the wood. So even if we fail this, which means I'm going to be using some re-rolls, we got it first try. So discard the wood, and if you roll yellow, flip this card over and bring card 106 into play if it is not already. We have a campfire. You finally cook hot food. This makes preparing meals much easier. You can swap any number of meat and fish for 2 food each. That's not bad. If you don't have the torch, roll 1 die at the beginning of the day, and if you roll an orange, the fire is extinguished. Okay. Bring card 106 into play. All right. 106. More light. A torch will help you in the dark. Maybe it will scare wild animals away. So, you have the campfire. You can discard 1 wood and roll for skill to get the... Okay. Don't have any wood. Which means... Let us send him there. He'll take a fatigue. And is that what I want to do? No, I don't think so. I hate to do it, but I think I'm going to, for the last action, we're going to swap this for 2 basic food. We are not looking well. That is his second action. Then we will have him go here. And I guess we'll take 1 fatigue to roll 1 less die. Rapids. Fresh, clean water and full of fish. A welcome change in the menu. That is so helpful. We'll send him straight to the rapids. Skill. His skill is 4 minus 1. Look at that. He just saved us from losing. So we get 2. I did not expect to get that many fish. I didn't get them out of the bag. 4, 6 fish. Now, unfortunately, that is his second action, so he can't go and cook those at the fire, because this would turn that into 2. But still, that is enough food to get us through the night. Somebody's going to be eating well. So, go back to camp. We'll get rid of 2 of these and 1 of these and hope that he rolls a green again. There we go. So we only had to get rid of 1. Nobody had to take any fatigue. Actually, I tell you what, I'm going to keep that fish and let somebody take a fatigue. Why not? Let's give it to Jamie. She's got 3 stars and she has not been doing well for us. That will save us on some food. This is our last night, so we have to accomplish whatever we're going to accomplish the next day. Exhaustion. The constant crashing of the waves stops you from sleeping. The following morning, you are exhausted. You may only perform 1 action on the next day. Oh my gosh, so every player is only going to get 1 action. That will affect everyone. Makes sense, though. That did come up at the end of the event. Unexpected waves. As you stroll along the beach, you are caught by an unexpectedly strong wave. So, we have to roll for strength or get an exhaustion. So, Jamie's strength is only a 2, so she has to succeed. She did not. She did not. And we may have just lost the game right here. She succeeded with her last one. Okay. Hubertus. He also only has 2. Let's see. Nope. Nope. Discard and re-roll any number of dice in any roll. was a green, and we just lost. He became too exhausted. And the reason I went ahead and used that is because everyone else could afford to take an exhaustion. So we just lost on the last day, on the last turn. So there you go. We lost, but it wasn't on the first night from having 4 events. I like this much better, and I think I'm going to keep going with this. Now, this is to make it kind of like a little bit of a campaign style game, a legacy game. So I'm going to keep up with these. I'll keep the same players, and I'll come back and play this again, I don't know, a couple days, and it'll be the first mission again, because the last place we had to explore was the jungle, which is what we needed to get the wood. So we needed wood in case, well, we was out of flotsam. We did have the axe, which is awesome, because I very seldom, if ever, get the axe. Never have the axe. But last time I had the player that gives you extra wood, found the jungle first time, he just kept going there and getting wood, made the campfire, or made the camp, made the shelter, made the campfire, made the torch. Once you get the torch lit, you can go into the grotto, and the grotto says, if you have the torch, you enter it, get card 199, that says you've completed the adventure. So we will try it again next time. Same people, same scenario. Hopefully it'll go quicker, and hopefully, I don't know, we can beat it. Alright, well, if you enjoyed that, thanks so much for watching. Come back. I will continue to play through, because I want to beat the first mission successfully on camera using the new way of doing the hazards with 1 for every 2 players, spreading it across the camp. The altered rules for the hazards. So I want to win it fairly on camera, move on to the next adventure, adventure 2. So if you'd like to see that, please just come back, watch the video. Thanks for joining me. Hope this has been fun for you. Keep you safe from the heat. So stay safe, everyone. Take care of each other. Watch out for each other. Stay healthy, and God bless.